Hello everybody and welcome to Alan History Nerd. In this video I'm looking at one of the key features of the US Constitution, the idea of limited government. This video is part of my playlist on US government and politics and also of my broader playlist on A-level politics. Hopefully there's going to be lots of helpful stuff for you in this video, and if you subscribe, get notifications and get on the channel and look at all the other ones, there might be lots more else to help you there. Limited government. Essentially, this means that government does only what is essential. So the civil rights are ensured for the population, whilst government does just about enough to ensure there is an orderly society. Now, the citizens' rights in the US are done through the Bill of Rights, and there is a great deal of popular sovereignty, and this is a key fundamental in the ideas of the founding fathers at the beginning of American politics and the creation of the Constitution. And the idea is that popular sovereignty is that ultimately power rests with the people. It's different to perhaps the arguments in the UK, where we look at parliamentary sovereignty, and that's where ultimately power lies. But in America, they were really keen to make sure is that power ultimately rests with the people. Now, what tends to come out of this is there is a general suspicion of anything that appears to be big government in America, i.e. anything where the state seems to be interfering in people's lives. And there is a great deal more cynicism, I would say, generally speaking, in American politics about government than there is in the UK. And there hasn't been those massive state institutions that we have in the UK, like the National Health Service or state-owned industry, where people have got used to the idea of the state playing a fairly major role. There are varying degrees of this in America, and some of it can be quite extreme, where the idea that the government is trying to control everything and read your thoughts, or it can be just on a general political level, where generally speaking, people don't want big government. Now, that doesn't mean that they're on a particular side of the political spectrum necessarily, but they are slightly suspicious of government interfering in their lives. There are several debates that this links to. It links to federalism. Those who are more who want to more strongly limit the powers of federal government tend to also argue for greater autonomy for the states, which is a kind of debate that's been going on in American politics right from the beginning with the founding fathers and the divisions in between the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists and the Federalist Papers and everything else that was written along these lines. There have certainly been times when federal government has taken a bigger role, and some of these have been seen by many as really positive moments in American political history. So, for example, the New Deal under Franklin Roosevelt, the Great Society under Lyndon B. Johnson. The most recent attempt, arguably, is under Obama, with the idea of the state taking a greater role in healthcare. But this faced a very strong opposition. And was partly part of the reason why bipartisanship kind of collapsed at this point, and we see really strong opposition in Congress from Republicans against Obama. It's something that very much divided Americans. We could look at it also in terms of the long-running debate over the right to bear arms, and this comes back to the idea that the federal government should not impinge on individuals' choices and freedoms. And the idea that the government wants to take away our guns is an argument that you would see kind of pushed by the NRA and others, and this idea of government trying to take over people's right to protect themselves, etc. It is one of the reasons why this is seen in that particular light in America, because again, it to Americans looks like big government. And they want limited government. They don't want the government sticking their oar in and telling them exactly what to do and how to protect themselves. And any erosion of any of the Bill of Rights is seen as a potential first step to the erosion of all of the things on the Bill of Rights. So that's why it is so strongly defended. The abortion debate, which is a particularly important and very much a dividing one in America. It's a really interesting one on this idea of limited government. Both sides would claim they are defending rights. So those who want to essentially outlaw or reduce the circumstances in which abortion is allowed will say that they are pro-life, and they say they're protecting the unborn child, whilst those who are pro-choice will say they are defending the woman's right to choose. So both will say this is about rights. Trump has gone as far as defunding Planned Parenthood, whose funding allowed some of the less wealthy Americans to access abortion. Both sides, however, seem to actually be arguing for greater government control, because this is an example of government telling people what they can and cannot do. And it's another reason why this is such a strongly held debate in America. And the idea of what the state has the right to do and what it doesn't have the right to do remains a really, really strong debate in America, and something that Americans care very, very deeply about and very strongly disagree on a whole range of different issues and debates. I hope that's been helpful for you, and it gives you an idea of limited government and how it fits in terms of the Constitution. This very much plays in with the idea of federalism and other ideas that we will look at in other videos. If this has been helpful, then please hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, then please leave those below. And if you haven't done already and you're interested in US politics, and you're interested in A-level politics, and you're interested in history, then please subscribe and get notifications as more of my videos come out. Thank you very much for watching.